Content. Today, I'm going to show you how to beat Mikola's boyfriend, Consort Radahn. And just like that, Consort Radahn is dead. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Like I said in the beginning, today we are going to be defeating Mikola's husband, Radahn, or Consort Radahn. Considering that Radahn was essentially America, and America was a man.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
It's not that far of a stretch to think that Radahn and Mikola also had some kind of relationship.
Why does that matter?
Today, I'm going to show you how to beat him. Today, I'm going to cover 4 different things. First, I'm going to show you a little bit of prep work and the items you need to get before we go into this fight. Then I'm going to show you where Consort Radahn is. I'm going to demonstrate how to beat him. I'm going to cover my build, and then I'm going to wrap up with a quick summary. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit those like and subscribe buttons. So when it comes to prep, there is a few recommended things that you should get. These are not required, but they will significantly increase your chances on beating Consort Radahn. So one thing you need to get is the golden braid, because it significantly increases the resistance against holy damage, and Consort Radahn uses a lot of holy damage. The next thing you should get is Mikola's rune from defeating the Erdtree boss, because it is also very beneficial. The great thing about having Mikola's Great Rune is that it instantly removes the debuff from the Let Us Go Together move when he grabs you, because if you get caught twice with that in the match, you instantly die and have to start over. So that's a useful tool. So in terms of where to find Consort Radahn, he's here at the Divine Gate front staircase, but in order to get here, you've got to go through the Church of Blood and set the tree on fire, and then work your way around a bunch of enemies to get to this site of grace. Now for the demonstration portion, we're just going to start with our buffs, starting with Lord's Divine Fortification, Golden Vow, and then Blessings Boon. Going to refill our flask, drink our Wondrous Physique, and get ready to come in here and summon our Spirit Ash, because the main goal here is to summon him out to draw aggression and to inflict blood loss. And you want to sandwich him in between the both of you and be aware of where your summon is. Then at that point it just becomes stamina management. He is very aggressive. Phase 2. Alright. So same concept. Just want to put in that work and don't get hit by that. Want to run away from this. And then get right back in there. So now, hopefully he doesn't land on me and kill me. And just like that, Consort Radahn is dead. Okay, so let's talk about the build that I used and why I used it and what the main thought process was here. This is not a new build by any means, but it is the most effective build to use. And the reason why is because one, Radahn is weakest against pierce damage. He is strong against everything. He's got very high resistances, but your best bet to fight him is a pierce type weapon. And if you have the guide, the book actually encourages you to use a shield for this fight. And that is exactly what I did. I went with Mohg's spear and kind of combined that with the fingerprint stone shield here, because the beauty of this particular spear is that when you are blocking with a shield, you can attack with the spear at the same time. And the two best types of elements to use against Radahn is hemorrhaging and frostbite. And this particular weapon, Mohg's spear, has the benefit of causing that blood loss that we're looking for. Now, for this armor set, you get this right before you come to Radahn when you fight the loyalists. I picked this up when I fought them, and it has a very high holy resistance and a physical resistance. You need both. He does a lot of holy damage and physical damage to you, so that's why I went with that. There's another couple good options you can use. If you don't have this one, you can actually use the bull goat helm. That's a good alternative to that, but I went with this one. I had the great shield talisman to help guard again, because the shield is encouraged for this fight. Another tactic that you can use against Radahn, if you feel like playing that way, is he is very susceptible to parrying, and you can use the buckler shield to parry and just put critical damage on him. But I'm not good at blocking that way. I cannot parry to save my life, so I went with the shield approach. I also used the golden braid, which is it negates the holy damage. I used the two turtle head talisman to help manage some of that stamina a little better, and then I used the Erdtree's favor +2 to give me more stamina and a little extra HP. For my spirit summon Ash, I went with the mimic tier because, like I said, when I was fighting him, the whole idea behind this is to summon another copy of myself to kind of sandwich him in between the both of us and inflict that blood loss on him and, kill him quicker. For my wondrous physique, I used the opaline hard tier for damage negation and the thorny crack tier for successive attack power. I don't know that this thorny crack tier actually does increase the attack power. I'm not really sure on that. You could easily swap this out for something else if you want to, but this is what I chose for this fight. Also, like I stated earlier, another good tool to have, I didn't need it this time, but is Miquella's Great Rune. This is great for getting rid of that debuff that he puts on you when he grabs you. With that being said, guys, that brings us to the end of the video and to the end of my Hardest Bosses series. So in summary, what we talked about was I showed you a few things that you should get to prepare for this fight. I showed you where Consort Radahn was located. I gave you a brief demonstration and kind of talked about the strategy on how to beat him. And then I went over my build in a little more detail so you could also replicate this and beat him as well. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've enjoyed the series and learned something from some of these boss fights. I will be dropping another video kind of summarizing all of these boss fights in one, and that'll be it for this one. And then once again, Winks out.